Beware of neighbors bearing tannis root charm necklaces. It's good advice generally, but seriously, if a neighbor gives you one and implores you to wear it, just probably don't. Unfortunately for Mia Farrow's Rosemary Woodhouse, there's no getting around pushy neighbors or her own husband in the soul-shredding psychological horror, Rosemary's Baby.
Where's the baby? It's like a wire inside me getting tighter and tighter.
Adapted from the book by Ira Levin, this is one of the creepiest and most unsettling viewing experiences of all time. It recently turned 50, having debuted on June 12th, 1968. Can we summarize this horrific gem in 2 minutes or less? Probably not, but that's never stopped us before. And if we fail, we'll just walk into New York City traffic without any kind of safeguard or permit, just like the director had Mia Farrow do for one of her scenes. Yes, that really happened. Let's see if we can bring this baby to term. Start the clock. Rosemary and her struggling husband, Guy, played by John Cassavetes, move to a new apartment, which is much too big for a couple with that kind of income. They meet their way intrusive neighbors, Roman and Minnie Castevet, and within a couple of days, Guy's luck as an actor turns around because another actor that took a part he wanted suddenly became blind. He's so happy that he decides he wants to have a baby with Rosemary. They get down to business, you know. Rosemary becomes pregnant after a highly unsettling dream, which could also be real. It features a lot of old naked people having a ritualistic key party, and all the keys belong to Rosemary. The Cassavets send her to a new doctor, start her on some herbal supplements, and slowly transform her into a pregnant golem. At this point, Rosemary starts to believe something is wrong after a series of horrible pains, and a friend sends her a book about witches. She comes to believe that almost everyone in her life is involved in some kind of witch-like cult. Turns out she's right, and has had enough, so she escapes to another doctor that she thinks she can trust. Unfortunately, this doctor is played by Charles Grodin in his feature film debut, so he wastes no time in betraying her. She runs from her husband and the cult doctor through her own apartment and is ultimately held down in drugs so the baby can be delivered. When she comes to, she is told by her very chipper husband that the baby is dead. Guy blames her behavior on prepartum hysteria and continues to be the worst person alive. Still, she hears crying through the very thin walls of the apartment. Eventually, she finds that her baby is very much alive, though the now successful Guy, who quite literally made a deal with the devil, is not the father. Satan is the father! The neighbors and the rest of the cult celebrate, and Roman implores Rosemary to just be a mother. The movie is very loyal to the original book, with Levin himself saying that he thinks it's the best book adaptation of all time, but also it's basically the book just filmed. It earned critical raves as well as a couple of Academy Awards, with Gordon took home Supporting Actress for her role as Minnie, and it also won Best Screenplay. Various sequels and remakes have been attempted over the years, the latest featuring Zoe Saldana in a 2014 miniseries, but none have had the impact of the original. It's an unrelenting freak show that's scary and frustrating to watch. It is an all-too-real portrayal of how nobody ever believes a woman who is truly suffering in mind, body, and soul. Also, it was adapted and directed by Roman Polanski, so gross. Stop the clock! Honestly, I don't know if I care if we made it or not. I don't feel so great. I mean, it was kind of fun in a necrophile kind of way, but it had a chalky undertaste. Look, you don't have to join if you don't want to. Just be a mother to your baby. I'm gonna run now and get famous. Pain be gone, I'll have no more of thee. That's how they talked in the old times.